Thanks, guys. There's actually a table right up here in front. Anybody wants to sit there? Also, who's doing Exodus 90? I want to give you a dispensation if you want to eat some meat. There's a lot of pizza left, but I think most of it has meat on it. We don't want the pizza to go to waste, so you can have dispensation. If you're not doing Exodus 90, we don't eat meat on Wednesdays and Fridays, so that's why. I wanted to give you an update on Bishop Conlon. Everybody's asking, how's Bishop Conlon doing? He's back here in Joliet. He went away to get some tests because the Sunday before Christmas he had what we think was a TIA, a mini stroke. We think he's had actually a few of those. And so he's just waiting to hear back all of the test results. He says he's fine, as most men do, but we're waiting to get more, or he's waiting to get more test results from all of the exams at the end. So just keep him in prayer. In the meantime, Bishop Pates is here with us. He retired from Des Moines, and he said he knew he shouldn't have answered that phone call at 8 o'clock in the morning. Called him out of retirement, and so now he's here with us. Very generous man. We've enjoyed getting to know him the last couple of weeks that he's been with us. And he sent his greetings. He wanted to be here tonight, but he had another engagement, so greetings on his behalf. So I want to introduce my colleague, Pete Newburn, who's going to be the first presenter tonight. Pete and I were asked by Bishop Conlon after the pastoral letter to kind of co-lead this effort in missionary and discipleship. Pete's the secretary for Christian Life, which includes the Office of Evangelization. Some of you have met Drew Isbell, who's the leader of that. And so I love working with Pete. He's a great brother in Christ, has a passion for the Lord and missionary discipleship. So let's welcome Pete Newburn.
Hey, I'm going to start with a song. So I know some of you may be still eating, but would you mind just taking a pause and standing up for a moment and we'll sing together? So let me teach this to you real quick. It's real simple. It goes like this. The Lord liveth. Let me hear you say that. The Lord liveth. And blessed be the rock, clap, clap. And blessed be the rock, clap, clap. Okay, don't say clap, clap. And let the God of my salvation be exalted. Can you do that? And let the God of my salvation be exalted. The Lord liveth. The Lord liveth. And blessed be the rock. And blessed be the rock. And let the God of my salvation be exalted. Okay, then there's a beginning part, which you repeat after me. It goes like this. I will call upon the Lord. That's you. I will call upon the Lord. Who is worthy to be praised? Who is worthy you got it. I will call upon the Lord. I will call upon the Lord. Who is worthy to be praised? Who is worthy to be praised? You got it. The Lord, and this part is together now, okay? So the Lord liveth, let's sing that together. The Lord liveth, and blessed be the rock. And blessed be the rock. That's it. And let the God of my salvation be exalted. Together. The Lord liveth, and blessed be the rock. And let the God of my salvation be exalted. Okay, now since this is a group of men, I've been waiting so long to do this. So this is a manly song. We're going to make this a manly song. So when you get to the Lord liveth, I want you all to give the loudest huh that you can, all right? So it's like this. The Lord liveth, huh! All right? Let me hear that huh again. 1, 2, 3. Huh! Oh, that's pretty good. You can do better, though. All right, when we get there.
Oh, you got it there. On the same one.
Yeah. There you go. Okay, so the first part, you repeat after me. I will call upon the Lord. Who is worthy to be praised? Who is worthy to be praised? I will call upon the Lord. I will call upon the Lord. Who is worthy to be praised? Who is worthy to be praised? Okay, the Lord liveth up. The Lord liveth up. Blessed be the rock and God of my salvation, be exalted. The Lord liveth up. Blessed be the rock and God of my salvation, be exalted. Okay, again. Let's get it a little louder now. Repeat. I will call upon the Lord. I will call upon the Lord. Who is worthy to be praised? Who is worthy to be praised? I will call upon the Lord. I will call upon the Lord. Who is worthy to be praised? Who is worthy to be praised? Okay, let me hear ya. The Lord liveth up. Blessed be the rock and God of my salvation, be exalted. The Lord liveth up. Blessed be the rock and God of my salvation, be exalted. Louder on that hook. The Lord liveth up. Blessed be the rock and God of my salvation, be exalted. Be exalted. The Lord liveth up. Blessed be the rock and God of my salvation, be exalted. All right. Great job, man. Thank you. I'm actually starting to lose my voice now from that so it's great to be with you. I don't know if you can see back there. Isn't it awesome to have so many men here? And welcome to headquarters. Good to have you here at the BCC, where those of us who are here, we get paid to be good. You all are good for nothing. I put some symbols up here, and I'm thinking this might be a mystery to you, what this means. Can you see it in the back? Can you see it? It's a heart. It's a funny thing. What's that? Cross? And question mark. So I'm going to talk about these in 4 points I want to make in this talk. We're doing a lot of focus on missionary discipleship. And first, we have to be missionary disciples in order to help others to be disciples. So on my portion of the talk, I want you to hear my message on 2 levels, okay? The first level is, what does this mean for me? How does this apply to my life? And I propose to you that the message tonight is absolutely foundational for all of us who seek to be Christians. So what does it mean to me in my life? And then the second level is, I would love for you to really grasp these 4 points to be able to share with others, which is a real key component for missionary discipleship. So
What I'm going to be talking about is, maybe some of you have heard this fancy Greek word called kerygma. Kerygma. The kerygma literally means proclamation. And so it's come to be known in the church as the message that is proclaimed, the basic gospel message. And there's 4 points to this basic gospel message. So again, I pray through these 4 points almost every day in my life. It's important for initial conversion, and it's important for ongoing conversion. Another word for conversion is repentance, which means to turn around. So I'm going this way, and I realize I've got my back turned on God and His will for my life. I've got to turn around and go this way. That's what repentance means. And we all need to go through that conversion process every day. And there are those that really haven't heard or don't understand this basic, fundamental message of our faith. So it's really important that each of us know it and learn it and be able to share it with others. So, here we go. The first point of the kerygma, the gospel message, is God loves you. Let me write that down. God loves you. God loves you. He loves me. He's got a wonderful plan for your life. You see, Christian faith begins with God. I was thinking about this morning that in my life of prayer, I usually begin with me. And I'm one of those people that tends to be in touch with my sinfulness, so I'm like, oh God, I'm sorry for this, I'm sorry for that. When I get to the point where I'm ready to pray, usually in my pride and stubbornness, that takes me a while before I can even say I'm sorry to God, much less the person I've offended. But the gospel message begins with God. God takes the initiative. He created you out of love for love. This is really good news. God loves you and me unconditionally. Now, I don't know about you, but this is really hard for me to grasp. You see, I grew up in a family, Catholic family. Parents always took us to church. And my mom and dad expected us to be good kids. And I was a good kid, for the most part. And I felt like as long as I was a good kid, my parents were pleased with me, happy with me. But if I wasn't a good kid, they were not happy. And this has been a lifelong struggle for me in my relationship with God. You see, I feel like as long as I'm a good kid, God will love me. But when I'm feeling like I'm not a good kid, I don't feel that God loves me. At least not in that moment. And that is one of the lies that needs to be reoriented in my mind, maybe in yours. So, God, it's my voice doing that. Oh! All right, so sorry about that. God really has a wonderful plan for your life. That's the other thing. When we think about trying to obey the commandments and obeying God's will, it's a good thing because we have a good Father who wants your good. So if you're unsure about choosing God's way, though it seems hard, and choosing your way, believe me, not only is it the right thing to do, but it's going to be better for you because God wants what's best for you. Amen? Amen. I know that in my head. 18-inch difference between head and heart. And that 18-inch journey, some of us fail to make. Some of us miss out on heaven by 18 inches. So it's not enough to believe it in my head. I must believe it in my heart. So the first point of the kerygma is God loves you. Let's hear it again.
God loves you.
All right. That's the good news. There's bad news. And that's when we talk about sin. Sin separates us. Thank you. This is a dividing sign. Sin brings about division. In fact, the word for diablo comes from the word for divider, from which we get our word devil. It's his plan to divide us from God, to divide us from one another, to divide us from a whole relationship within ourselves. Body, emotion, spirit. And sin divides us from God. Sin separates us from God. I'm going to give you a definition of sin that I heard many years ago that makes the most sense to me. Here's a definition of sin. Sin is seeking meaning apart from my relationship with God. So it's not things that we do that are sinful. It's choosing to seek meaning apart from God's plan for us. We all struggle with sin, and we need to repent of sin. If on our own, we are all sinners, and we all fall short of God's glory, and we're all in trouble. There's actually really no hope for humankind. That is the bad news. Except there's better news. And that's Jesus died for us. Jesus is the bridge to restore our relationship with God. Jesus took your sins and mine, the sins of the whole world, on the cross, and he paid the penalty for our sins. Someone asked, maybe you've heard this, someone asked Jesus, how much do you love me? And he said, this much. And he put himself on the cross to die for you and for me. God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have eternal life. This is the better news, that God, in his goodness, sent Jesus to die for you and me. I was talking about that 18-inch difference. When I was a kid going to small town Mass in Eagle Grove, Iowa, I was a farm kid, and I would always, as a little kid, see Jesus up on the cross. And I can't remember ever not believing that he died for us. But there came a time when I had to accept that he died for me, personally. But it's not enough just to know that. You have to make that 18-inch difference. And that leads to the fourth point of the kerygma, the question mark. And that is, what will your response be? You see, we've received a gift, but we have to open that gift. We have to accept the gift. And it's not enough just to know God is asking for our response. He's longing for us to turn to him. So every day, we need to not take these things for granted, but to respond. And responding means simply to accept, choose to accept the love God has for you as his beloved Son. It means to confess that you're a sinner and to repent of relying on yourself and to say, Jesus, I need you. Please come into my life as my Lord and my Savior. It means trusting, not just believing, but trusting in Jesus as our Lord. Make sense? Yeah. This is the kerygma, the gospel message that we need to know for ourselves, and we need to be able to tell somebody else, who's struggling, who's questioning, and to be able to share this in a testimonial way, like I've tried to do. Just to proclaim these points and how God has made a difference in your life. So what I'd like to do before passing the baton to Father Burke is to invite you all to stand up, and I'm going to lead you in a prayer. So please stand. Because I realize that in my life and in my ministry career, I tend to stay in my head. And it's the heart that is the action. It's the decision. It's the response. It needs to be something of the heart. And whether this is the first time or the millionth time, I believe that God is speaking to you and to me and inviting us to trust in him. So we can each do this in our own way, but for the sake of the group here, I'd like to just invite those that wish to repeat after me this prayer of commitment. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord, thank you for loving me.
Lord, thank you for loving me.
Thank you that you have a great plan for my life.
Thank you that you have a great plan for my life.
Thank you that you're a good, good Father.
Thank you that you're a good, good Father.
Lord, please forgive me.
Lord, please forgive me.
Lord, please fill that hole in my heart.
Lord, please fill that hole in my heart.
Forgive me of all my sins.
Forgive me of all my sins.
Forgive me for sins of anger,
Forgive me for sins of anger,
sins of greed,
sins of greed,
sins of sloth,
sins of sloth,
sins of pride,
sins of pride,
for being selfish,
for being selfish,
for my ungodly self-reliance.
for my ungodly self-reliance.
Forgive me, Jesus.
Forgive me, Jesus.
I trust in you.
I trust in you.
Come into my heart.
Come into my heart.
Be Lord of my life.
Be Lord of my life.
Thank you for saving me.
Thank you for saving me.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord.
Amen.
Amen.
You may be seated. share these 4 points together. If you can remember, what's the first part of the gospel? Second, sin separates us. Third, Jesus died for us. Fourth, our response, the necessity of our response. Thank you, and God bless you.